Today I'm going to show you how you can create a list in React using the useState hook like this, and how you can output this list using the map function to a browser like this. So what I have here is just the app component, the standard root app.js component in React. And by the way, this is a brand new React application and it just returns the hello world. I deleted all of the other stuff that it had, and now we get only this hello world website as our starting point. And now to create our array, we're going to use state, and for that we're going to use the useState hook because we want to update this list dynamically. From maybe this the items in the array may change because let's say we're getting the data from a server, from an API call, and I'm going to zoom in for this so you can see clearly. And to use the useState hook, I need to import it like so with these curly brackets, and I'm going to say useState from React. And then to use the useState hook, I'm going to go down here and just say const, and I'm going to destructure what I get from the useState like so in these square brackets. I'm going to say equal to useState, and I'm going to, for now, state, pass an empty array, which I'm going to populate in just a bit. And here from the useState, if you haven't watched my video on useState, you get users, you get basically the array that we passed, what we're storing, the actual state, and we get a function called set users. You can call this whatever you want, but it's usually set and the name of the state you're having. In our example, users. And now it's time for us to populate this array with real objects, and I'm going to use objects as actually let me paste this. So we have 3 objects here which are our users. Usually you would take this from an API call, and now I'm going to show you the approach we are going to use to output this list, since now we have the list, to output the list to the website. And we're going to use a map function to this users array here when we're returning the component to the browser. And the map function, what it does, it iterates through each item in the array, through each user in our example, and it just does something with the item. In our example, we're going to just output each user's name, or we can use the surname, whatever, to the browser. And notice here all the objects, I didn't say this, but have a unique ID, or they should have, because this helps React identify or differentiate, I should say, between each of them. And you must add this, you'll see why in a second. And now let's go ahead and do the fun stuff. I'm going to delete this hello world, and here I need to actually output, I'm going to try to output this array I have here. And I'm going to write JavaScript here, since we're going to use the map function as I previously said. And to write JavaScript, I need to, of course, use these curly brackets. And now I can access my users array because we have it here in the useState hook. And then I'm going to say .map to call this map function. And this map function takes in a function, which in my case I'm going to pass in an arrow function like so. You will see this is the arrow function, and here as a parameter we're getting the user that we're currently iterating through. So this map function is going to, as I said, iterate through each user, and in the first iteration this user would be the first user, which is Romeo, and the second iteration this user is Christopher, etc. So, and now here we need to return something. That's what the map function requests, and I'm going to return a div in which I'm going to output my user. And here inside my div, I again want to use curly brackets because I'm going to use JavaScript to output the name. I'm going to say user.name to output the name. And now if I save this, it's going to be styled differently. And now if I run my app with npm start, and after successfully running the server, if I go into Firefox to check out my app, you can see I get all of my user's name printed out. And the interesting thing is, since this is dynamically, as you can see, we're iterating through each user. If we, let's say, were to add another user like so, let's say another Melissa, and I'm going to say ID3 here. And by the way, I forgot to mention something, but to avoid any warnings from React, you need to use the ID that we have here for each user and pass it into the key attribute here. This basically helps React to differentiate between each user. I'm going to say just user.id, and remember we're getting the user from this parameter here. And now if I run my app again, you're going to see that on the website I get 4 users now, and I didn't have to change anything in the code since these are not hard-coded. These are dynamically outputting themselves to the website. And bam! If I refresh, we get all our 4 sweet users to our website. So if you have any questions about this, it's very simple, but if you do, don't be shy and make sure to post a comment below.